Hello guys, this is Pocket and Legend Tips, and today we're gonna have another awesome tutorial, and this time it will be about how to do Guild War correctly. So the first thing that you want to do in Guild War is basically to prepare your team for the Guild War. I mean like 5 minutes or so before it. And how to choose your team, you basically need to take in consideration that the fights need to be as short as possible, which means either use your best team, but if that requires, if you have a tanky team that requires a lot of time to beat the enemy, that's a bad team and you don't want to use that for Guild War. But what you need in Guild War is like some big hitters, then don't take a lot of time to actually beat the enemy. So that's one, and you can see that even though I have a better team, but I'm using Jancy. She doesn't like need buffs or something, just attack from the first round. And of course Arceus and Coco, since they have AoE group attacks and they are really like super powerful, so they can wipe out the enemy real fast. And when, of course, another thing to consider is you have to make sure to contact your guild members, your official, your leader. See if there is anything special that you need to prepare for the Guild War. I mean, if you have to protect some kind of islands or something, then yeah, that's something that you should do. About the so-called glitch or bug, this is something that has been already investigated so many times, and we have talked to support about it so many times, and they've made sure to mention that it was not a bug or neither a glitch, but it was actually intended, so you are free to use it without any fear anymore. So that's one thing to consider. So let's just show you guys how to do it. So we've been doing it lately, and take note guys, if it doesn't work at the start, you just have to launch the game again and it will definitely work. So that's why I'm actually pretty late for this video, since I tried it in the beginning and it didn't work. So you just have to click auto match and X real fast before that notification shows up. So auto match X, you see the notification didn't shows up, then you click enter X in as much island as you can, and that's pretty much it. You will just have to sit and enjoy the fights as they flash. So right now the fights have started. You can see that so many fights have started, and you will be fighting in all those islands at the same time. So here you go, you can see. So this is pretty much what you need to do. And of course you have to keep in consideration that you always need to follow your guild rules. If you guys are not using this, then yeah, don't use it. If you guys are, of course, use it. But also take in consideration that if you have an island to protect or to occupy, then you definitely need to use the so-called bug on it first before trying to bug other islands. Why? Because if you fail to protect your island, then the plan of your guild leader will probably foil, and you will need to he will need to to adapt. So again, you need to repeat the process if the fights have finished and you've seen that notification thing, and you can just be as fast as you can in order. You see now we have almost bugged 10 islands or something. We just call it bugs. This is a bad habit of me calling it a bug. Right now it's more of a feature of the game, since it's been around since so many updates. Okay, so you can see that the fights here, we are pretty much fighting land guardians. If we don't find any opponents in that particular island, they will give you land guardians with about 200 till 500k in power, which is really easy to get. That's why we recommended to actually use a team that can wipe out the enemy in a flash. So 200k is not something really hard to actually fight against. Anyone can manage that. So as long as you don't meet some enemy and that is much powerful than you, then you probably be fine. Again, to note that you will get 3 points if you win, 1 point if you lose. So you always get a point either ways. And to mention, guys, that sometimes You can see this has bugged right now, so you can just go back and repeat, until it works. You just have to be fast enough. That's it. And now you can go back, and now we just managed to bug 5 islands instead of the whole map. It really depends again on how active is server. For example, if there is a lot of people joining Guild War, you won't be able to fight to bug the whole map, since you will be paired with somebody real quick. But of course, if there is not a lot of activity in the Guild War, then yeah, you can basically bug the whole map without any problems. As soon as you are fast enough, then it's all fine. So again, you can see that it's still working. So right now we've met 3 person. So again, this guy is, I think, is in the first map, and he's in a different guild. We'll just make sure to destroy him. For guild leaders, you might want to take in consideration. Oh, I already bugged that, so I need to repeat. Take in consideration that in some cases you have to stop for a while, check all the islands, and see if you are actually winning all. And if you are not, you need to check the points that you are lagging behind, and maybe change your strategy or assign new people to that particular island. This is the only way you can actually make sure to win all the islands each week. So there's a lot of work that goes in Guild War preparations and so on, but I would say that it's really worth it, since the rewards are really nice and so on. I think this is pretty much it in Guild War. You just have to keep repeating this process until, of course, you have won the war, or at least managed to make a good standing. And of course, when you use this feature, you'll make sure that your guild will get points in all the islands that you have contributed in, since you just have to contribute in one island and be in the top 3 in guilds in that island to be able to receive fairy fruits and so on. Of course, you need to be first in the island and occupy it in order to get the rewards, the allocation rewards for the occupation. But you know, a worst case scenario, get second or third is not that bad either. So let's go back. Let's try it one last time so you guys can actually understand the process. And here you go. Now you're gonna fight 3 times. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you can just ask us in the comments, and you should actually also check the monthly card giveaway, as well as the other video that how you should actually prepare the positions for your guild members for Guild War. So cheers guys, and see you later.